8th of March 2011, the Honourable Barry O'Farrell became the 43rd Premier of New South Wales, stretching back to 1856. He said from the very beginning that he wanted to make a difference. His concern from history is overshadowed by something far more important, his concern for people. And I think that that's really the mark of any politician, and today we witness that in many different ways in two people who are committed in that kind of sense. So I want you to welcome in a very warm way the Premier of New South Wales, the Honourable Barry O'Farrell.
Thank you, Keith. I'm absolutely honoured to be here today for this commemoration, for this celebration, and I suppose, Keith, for this recommittal of the work that today the Wesley Mission does. It's fitting that there be a representative of the state at such a celebration. And it's said that it took someone like William Wilberforce to convince the then Home Secretary to even appoint a chaplain to the First Fleet. That's how Richard Johnson got his job. But it still took another 7 years before he had a church on these shores, which again demonstrated perhaps the lack of attention that government paid to the importance of religion, the lack of commitment that there was to that chaplaincy. And it's important that in that presentation we had reference to Samuel Marsden, the second chaplain, who did indeed support religious activity across this state. So it's fitting that I be here in a part to make up for the omission of the First Fleet, the way in which religion was treated on these shores in the first few years. It's fitting that I am here today because Thomas Bowden, who was mentioned, was the first principal of a public school on these shores. I'm not one that believes government can meet all the needs of everybody. I'm not one that believes that government should work in isolation. Collaboration and partnership is important. And that's why I was pleased, for instance, last week that Prue Gowd, our Minister for Family and Community Services, supported an organisation like the Wesley Mission in ensuring that in future out-of-home care for vulnerable children won't be conducted by government, but will be conducted by those organisations who have a range of commitments, faith and other, to ensure that those children get the best possible start to life so that they too can continue to enjoy the opportunities that have always existed here. What I know about John Wesley is that he was motivated in part by apathy and indifference that he saw in his community. What I know about John Wesley was that he was a man who favoured reason. What I know about John Wesley is he's someone who believed that the personal practice of one's belief was more important than the public practice of those beliefs. And that's as true today as it was then. An old but enduring message. We should commit ourselves to the sort of involvement in the community that's always been part and parcel of the mission. We should recommit ourselves to trying to again accept the need for personal responsibility and personal commitment in trying to deal with the ills of society. The Reverend Samuel Lee, who of course came to these shores on the 10th of August 1815 to be the first Methodist minister who built the church that we celebrate today, was originally destined to be in Montreal in North America. And about 4 weeks before he was due to sail, he was told that because of difficulties in Montreal, the mission has been cancelled. As we heard, to our benefit, he came out on the vessel the Hebe and arrived on these shores. But not before he'd heard that the vessel that was to take him to Montreal had been lost at sea with the loss of all souls. Now there's God moving in mysterious ways for the benefit of this country, for the benefit of the people in this room, and for the benefit of the success, the prosperity and the opportunity that you can continue to give to this country. Thank you.